Right now, as you listen to me, there's a voice in your head. Maybe it's saying, "This sounds interesting." Maybe it's saying, "I wonder what I'll learn today." Or maybe it's saying something completely different. That voice is always there. From the moment you wake up until you fall asleep. It comments on everything. It judges everything. It narrates your entire life. But here's the question. Is that voice kind to you? Or is it your worst critic? For many of us, sadly, it's the latter. We talk to ourselves in ways we would never talk to a friend. We criticize ourselves brutally. We call ourselves names. We replay our mistakes endlessly. We doubt our abilities constantly. And this inner dialogue shapes our reality. It affects our confidence. It influences our decisions. It determines our happiness. Today, I'm going to share a powerful story. A story about a young woman who learned the art of self-talk. A story that will change how you speak to yourself forever. This is not just about learning English vocabulary. This is about learning wisdom that can transform your life. Wisdom about the most important relationship you'll ever have, the relationship with yourself. You can listen while relaxing. You can listen while walking. You can listen while doing any simple task. This is designed for pure listening and reflection. No need to watch the screen constantly. Just listen, absorb, and think deeply. Some parts might make you emotional. Some might make you recognize your own patterns. Some might challenge the way you've been treating yourself. And that's exactly what we need. That's the beginning of change. So take a comfortable position. Take a deep breath. Quiet the outside world for a moment. And let's explore the power of self-talk together. Are you ready? Let's begin. The story. There once lived a young woman named Maya. She was 28 years old, intelligent, and hardworking. She had a decent job in a marketing company. She had friends who cared about her. She had a loving family. From the outside, her life looked good. But inside, Maya was struggling. Every morning when she woke up, a familiar voice greeted her. Not a kind voice, not an encouraging voice, but a harsh, critical voice. You're going to mess up today, just like yesterday. You're not smart enough for that project. Look at you. You've gained weight again. Everyone is doing better than you. This voice followed her everywhere. In the shower, during breakfast, on her commute to work, in meetings, before sleep. It was relentless. It was exhausting. It was destroying her from within. Maya didn't even realize she was doing this to herself. She thought this was just normal. She thought everyone talked to themselves this way. She thought this critical voice was keeping her sharp, keeping her motivated. But it wasn't. It was draining her energy. It was killing her confidence. It was stealing her joy. One day, something happened that changed everything. Maya was having coffee with her best friend, Priya. They were sitting in a quiet cafe, discussing their week. Maya was venting about a presentation she had to give. "I'm so nervous, Priya. I'm going to mess it up. I always mess these things up. I'm just not good at public speaking. I don't know why they even gave me this opportunity. They probably couldn't find anyone else." Priya stopped stirring her coffee. She looked at Maya with concern. "Maya, can I ask you something?" "Sure," Maya replied. "Would you ever talk to me the way you just talked about yourself?" Maya was confused. "What do you mean?" Priya repeated Maya's words back to her, but changed one thing. She replaced "I" with "you." "You're going to mess it up. You always mess these things up. You're just not good at public speaking. I don't know why they even gave you this opportunity." As Maya heard her own words directed at someone else, she felt a sharp pain in her chest. "No," she said immediately. "I would never say that to you. That's horrible. That's cruel." Priya nodded slowly. "Exactly. But you say it to yourself all the time. Why is that okay?" Silence. Maya sat there, stunned. The coffee shop noise faded into the background. In that moment, she saw herself clearly for the first time. She had been her own worst enemy. She had been bullying herself for years. And she had called it motivation or being realistic. Tears filled her eyes. I never thought about it that way. Priya reached across the table and held Maya's hand. Your relationship with yourself is the longest relationship you'll ever have. From birth to death, you're with yourself 24/7. Why would you spend that time with someone who constantly puts you down? Maya wiped her tears. So what do I do? How do I change this? Priya smiled gently. I learned this from my therapist. She taught me about conscious self-talk. Would you like to hear about it? Maya nodded eagerly. Please. I need this. And so Priya began to teach Maya the art of talking to yourself. Lesson 1. Awareness. First, Priya said, you need to become aware of your inner voice. Most people go through life without ever noticing what they say to themselves. It's like background noise they've learned to ignore. For the next week, I want you to do something. Every time you catch yourself thinking something negative about yourself, write it down. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it yet. Just notice it and write it down. Maya agreed. It seemed simple enough. The first day, she was shocked. By lunchtime, she had written down 23 negative thoughts. 23 times she had criticized, doubted, or insulted herself. And it was only noon. I'm so stupid, I forgot my keys. Why did I say that? I sounded like an idiot. I look terrible in this outfit. I'm falling behind on this project. I'm so lazy. Everyone else seems so confident. What's wrong with me? The list went on and on. By the end of the week, Maya had filled an entire notebook. She was horrified and heartbroken. This is how I've been treating myself, she thought. No wonder I feel so drained all the time. She met Priya again the following week. I did the exercise, Maya said quietly. It was eye-opening and painful. Priya nodded with understanding. Awareness is the first step. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Now you know. Now you can begin the real work. Lesson 2. The friend test. Here's the second lesson. Priya continued. Before you say anything to yourself, ask, would I say this to a dear friend? If the answer is no, then don't say it to yourself either. But what if it's true? Maya protested. What if I really did mess up? Shouldn't I be honest with myself? Priya smiled knowingly. There's a difference between honesty and cruelty. If your friend made a mistake, you would be honest with her, right? But you would also be kind. You would say something like, that didn't go as planned, but you can learn from this instead of, you're such a failure. You always ruin everything. The same principle applies to yourself. Maya absorbed this deeply. It made perfect sense. Why had she never thought of it this way? She started practicing immediately. When she missed a deadline, instead of thinking, I'm so irresponsible and incompetent, she paused. She applied the friend test. Would I say this to Priya if she missed a deadline? No. What would she say instead? You had a lot on your plate. Let's figure out how to manage time better next time. She said this to herself. And something shifted. The shame lifted slightly. The paralysis faded. She felt capable of moving forward. Lesson 3. The name technique. 2 weeks later, Priya taught Maya another powerful technique. When you talk to yourself negatively, call yourself by your name. This creates distance and makes you realize what you're doing. Maya was intrigued. How does that work? Priya demonstrated. Instead of thinking, I'm such a loser, say, Maya, you're such a loser. Hear how different that sounds. When you use your name, your brain recognizes that you're talking to someone. And hopefully, you'll realize you wouldn't talk to Maya, a person you should love, that way. Maya tried it. When she made a small mistake at work, her automatic thought was, ugh, I'm so stupid. But she caught herself. She reformulated, Maya, you're so stupid. Immediately, it sounded wrong. It sounded mean. It sounded like someone else attacking her. And she instinctively wanted to defend Maya. No, Maya is not stupid. Maya made a small mistake. Maya is learning. Maya is doing her best. It felt strange at first, talking to herself in third person. But it worked. It created just enough distance to break the cycle of automatic negativity. Lesson 4. The Nurturing Parent Voice. One evening, Maya called Priya, excited. I think I'm getting better at this. I'm catching my negative thoughts more often. But sometimes I don't know what to say instead. The kind words feel fake, like I'm lying to myself. Priya understood completely. That's normal. You've been harsh with yourself for so long that kindness feels unfamiliar. Let me teach you about the nurturing parent voice. Imagine a loving parent talking to their child. Not a permissive parent who says everything is perfect, but a wise, nurturing parent who guides with both truth and compassion. This parent would say things like, I know this is hard for you right now, and that's okay. You're doing better than you think. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. I'm proud of you for trying. You're growing, even when you can't see it. Maya felt warmth spreading through her chest. Nobody had talked to her this way in years. Not even herself. Especially not herself. She started practicing the nurturing parent voice. When she felt anxious before her presentation. Maya, it's natural to feel nervous. This means you care. You've prepared well. Whatever happens, you'll learn from it. I'm here with you. When she looked in the mirror and felt critical about her appearance. Maya, your body carries you through life. It deserves gratitude, not criticism. You are more than your appearance. And you are beautiful in your own way. When she compared herself to colleagues who seemed more successful. Maya, you're on your own journey. Your pace is perfect for you. Comparison is stealing your joy. Focus on your own growth. Slowly, Maya's inner world began to transform. Lesson 5. Gratitude Self-Talk. Months passed. Maya was making real progress. But Priya had one more lesson to share. The final piece, Priya said, is gratitude self-talk. Every day, speak to yourself with gratitude. Thank yourself. Acknowledge yourself. Celebrate yourself. Thank your body for waking up and functioning. Thank your mind for learning and growing. Thank your heart for feeling and caring. Acknowledge the efforts you made, even small ones. Maya started a new practice. Every night before sleep, she would say, Thank you, Maya, for showing up today. Thank you for handling that difficult conversation with grace. Thank you for choosing the healthy lunch even though you were stressed. Thank you for being patient with yourself when you made that mistake. At first, it felt awkward, even embarrassing. Who talks to themselves like this? But gradually, something beautiful happened. These words of gratitude began to sink in. They began to rewire her brain. They began to heal years of self-criticism. She started to feel worthy, not because she was perfect, not because she never made mistakes, but simply because she existed, simply because she was trying, simply because she was human. The transformation. 6 months after that coffee shop conversation, Maya stood in front of her bathroom mirror. She looked at herself, really looked at herself, for the first time in years. Not with judgment, not with criticism, but with kindness. Good morning, Maya, she said softly. Thank you for another day. Let's make it a good one, whatever that means for today. She smiled, and for the first time in a long time, she felt at peace with the person looking back at her. Her life hadn't become perfect. She still faced challenges. She still made mistakes. She still had bad days. But now, she had an ally. Herself. When she faced difficulties, she didn't face them with a critic in her head. She faced them with a supportive friend, with a nurturing parent, with someone who believed in her. Her confidence grew. Her anxiety decreased. Her relationships improved because she wasn't constantly seeking external validation. Her work performance enhanced because she wasn't paralyzed by fear of failure. And most importantly, she was happier. Not because her external circumstances changed dramatically, but because her internal world transformed completely. One day, she met Priya for coffee again. The same cafe where it all began. Thank you, Maya said with tears in her eyes. Thank you for teaching me how to talk to myself. You didn't just teach me a skill. You gave me a new life. Priya hugged her friend warmly. I didn't give you anything you didn't already have. I just reminded you that you deserve your own kindness, that you deserve your own compassion, that you deserve to be treated well, especially by yourself. And that, my friends, is Maya's story. But it's also your story, and my story, and the story of millions of people who are learning to change their self-talk. Let's reflect on what we've learned today. First, awareness. You cannot change what you don't notice. Start paying attention to your inner voice. Is it kind? Is it encouraging? Or is it harsh and critical? Second, the friend test. Before you say something to yourself, ask, would I say this to a friend? If not, rephrase it with kindness. Third, the name technique. Use your own name when you talk to yourself. It creates distance and helps you recognize when you're being unkind. Fourth, the nurturing parent voice. Talk to yourself the way a loving, wise parent would talk to their child, with both truth and compassion. Fifth, gratitude self-talk. Thank yourself daily. Acknowledge your efforts. Celebrate your existence. Here's the truth that nobody tells you. The way you talk to yourself becomes the way you experience life. If your inner voice is constantly critical, your life will feel like a struggle. If your inner voice is kind and supportive, your life will feel more manageable, more joyful. You have the power to change this. Right now, today, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to eliminate all negative thoughts immediately. Progress, not perfection. Just start noticing. Start pausing. Start choosing kinder words. Your mind is listening. Your heart is listening. Your entire being is listening to how you talk to yourself. So speak to yourself with the kindness you deserve. Speak to yourself with the respect you deserve. Speak to yourself with the love you deserve. Because you are worthy of your own kindness. Not when you're successful. Not when you're perfect. But right now, exactly as you are. Remember, the longest relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. Make it a good one. Make it a kind one. Make it a loving one. As we close today's lesson, I want you to try something. Right now, wherever you are, say this to yourself. I am doing my best, and that is enough. I am learning and growing every day. I deserve my own kindness and compassion. I am worthy exactly as I am. Say it out loud if you can, or say it silently in your mind. But say it with intention. Say it with belief. This is your new beginning. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for investing time in yourself. Thank you for being open to change. If this story resonated with you, if it helped you see yourself differently, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your English learning journey is also about self-talk. Don't say, I'm terrible at English. Say, I'm learning English, and I'm making progress. Don't say, I'll never be fluent. Say, I'm improving every day, one word at a time. Be kind to yourself in your learning journey too. I'll see you in the next story. Until then, speak kindly to yourself. Treat yourself like the precious person you are. And remember, you are your own best friend or your own worst enemy. The choice is yours. Choose kindness. This is English Stories Cube. Take care of yourself, everyone. Goodbye for now.